Your big story breakdown.
In tonight's Big Story Breakdown, we're looking into data center concerns. Former and current Yukon City Council members raising concerns about the contract tied to the data center project. As Fox 25's Paige Taylor explains, there is confusion about whether the city has any outs built in and the growing frustration from people in that community.
A proposed data center has been the focal point of Yukon City Council meetings for months.
And on August 13th, we asked, Rodney said, what are the outs for this contract?
Are there opportunities for the city to back out if certain things are not working out?
Well, they talked about all the outs for the buyer and the different amounts of money, the off-ramps that they could take, and how much money would get back. I said, no, I think what he's asking is for the city. What are the outs for the city?
The off-ramps for the city is that we have to come to a mutually, one of the most important things for the protection of the city is the water agreement. It's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be used for drinking and can be processed in use in cooling of a data center. But that's the focus of the water agreement. And without that being mutually agreeable to both parties, the purchaser and the seller, the project won't move forward.
Current City Council member Jordan Westfall said he looked over the land agreement on Memorial Day weekend.
It is heavily favors the purchaser in conditions that need to be met and the consequences of those not being met.
Westfall says he was also told a water and sewage agreement would have to be met to move forward with the project.
Going back, I discovered the land agreement actually gives the right to the purchaser. If water agreements cannot be made, then the purchaser may then cancel the agreement or waive any water agreement done during the due diligence period and move forward to closing.
So he says he asked the city attorney, Roger Reinhardt, about it.
And he confirmed what I thought, that the city does not have an out. If a water agreement cannot be made, that BLE could then move forward towards closing.
I asked the city about these concerns. The city manager said they're aware of the concerns, but says the contract that was signed includes several checkpoints that, if not met, could hinder how either party moves forward with the contract. He also referenced a water use agreement that allows for 2 90-day extensions. Both Selby and Westfall say they're frustrated.
Honestly, I probably would have stayed home. The data center was the big push to really make me consider running for office.
Sorry to the people of Yukon. Sorry. Although I voted no, I wish I'd done more.
Paige Taylor, Fox 25 News.
Another proposed data center in Piedmont also drawing some backlash among people in that community.
Fox 25's Rob Hagan live in Piedmont with some of the concerns the residents there are having. Joining us live now, Rob, what can you tell us?
Well, Adam, Wendy, there are actually 2 more data centers being proposed here in Piedmont, and over 100 concerned citizens are here at this community planning meeting to hear their proposals and to make their voices heard. Now, the first, Beltline Energy, is proposing to rezone 321 acres of land between North 2910 and 2920 roads, north of Azalea Street and south of East 870 Road. And then Cloverfield, a company based in Houston, is proposing to rezone 630 acres of land for a data campus 6 miles north of downtown Piedmont. Now, the chief development officer of Cloverfield says the project will supply up to 400 jobs and thousands of jobs during the construction phase. He says the site will use a closed-loop cooling system consuming water that your average office building uses.
That circulates water like the radiator in your car to be able to reject the heat. So after a one-time fill, there is no ongoing consumption of water.
Now, the site will use 1.5 gigawatts of energy. A recent study by the community development director found that a hyperscale data center in Atlanta from Beltline Energy uses 1.2 gigawatts, comparable to the demand of a major metropolitan area. Now, the Planning Commission is still hearing citizen comments, and we still have to hear from the Beltline Energy proposal. But just to put things in perspective, that 1.2 gigawatts was in Atlanta. This one is 1.5 gigawatts, and that's just the one data center. We still have not heard from Beltline Energy, but we'll keep you posted. Live in Piedmont, Rob Hagan, Fox 25 News.
Rob, thank you. Oklahoma has become a growing hub for data centers. Here's where projects are operating, planned, or under discussion statewide. Take a look at this map. It shows there are currently 4 operating data centers in the state, 3 in Tulsa, 1 here in the metro. There are also 9 projects planned in the future, with some in the Tulsa and Muskogee area. Meanwhile, the fight over new facilities here in the metro continues to intensify. Council members in Oklahoma City last month spent hours debating how far a temporary moratorium should go before approving a more limited version. Ward 2 Councilman James Cooper raised concerns about exemptions and said he often hears worries from students.
I hear regularly from my students existential concerns about their water supply, their electric supply, but almost above and beyond that, artificial intelligence, AI. They're concerned about when they graduate right now. Will their jobs be there?
Council members voted 7-2 to continue a temporary moratorium, but it now only applies to large-scale data centers, with other projects and sites now exempted. The moratorium is for data centers using more than 75 megawatts of net electrical load.
Oklahoma families will soon get some protection from rising energy costs tied to data centers thanks to a new state law. The governor signed House Bill 2292 into law, which is designed to protect Oklahomans from those rising costs. Under the measure, will set guidelines for utilities to manage growing energy demands from data centers and AI facilities. As more centers are proposed across the state, there's a growing concern among people on how everyday costs will be impacted.
The demand for electricity on our grid continues to grow. Our goal in the legislature is to put some guardrails in place in state law. That way we put some ratepayer protections in place.
Lawmakers behind the bill say these new rules would apply to new data centers and would not impact ones that are already up and running. The measure is going to effect July 1st.
And that was your big story breakdown tonight. You can read more about the proposed data centers in Yukon and those 2 in Piedmont on OKCFox.com.
Plus, you can watch all of our previous big story breakdowns on our YouTube page. Just scan the QR code on your screen or search OKC Fox.